You are moving to a new house, but you will have to say goodbye to a loved one who is. You are standing in the middle of a moment that feels heavy yet filled with light. The keys to a new house are waiting in your hands, a door to a new chapter is opening, but at the same time, your heart trembles because this journey requires a goodbye. You are moving forward into fresh walls, fresh air, fresh beginnings, but in the corner of your soul there rests a shadow, the thought of leaving behind someone you love deeply. This isn't just about changing houses, it is about changing the rhythm of your days, and every corner of that house you are leaving carries a memory stitched with their presence. The walls have heard your laughter together, the floors have felt the weight of your shared silence, and the windows have held the reflection of your smiles. Now, as you prepare to move, you realize you are not just packing boxes, you are packing pieces of your heart. The goodbye is not ordinary. It is not about leaving a street or a neighborhood, it is about leaving a soul that has been stitched into your daily breath. You look at them one last time and suddenly every word becomes heavy. You want to speak, but silence carries more meaning than words ever could. In that silence, there is love, there is longing, and there is the unspoken prayer that distance will never erase connection. It feels like the universe itself has paused, watching this moment where a heart must walk forward while still clinging to what it loves most. You don't want to let go, but the time has come. And yet, this goodbye is not the end, it is a bridge. A bridge between what was and what will be. Love does not vanish when walls change. Memories do not disappear when streets shift. The person you are saying goodbye to will not be erased from your life, they will live in your heart, they will breathe in your prayers, and they will whisper into your spirit when nights feel heavy. Moving into a new house is not leaving them behind, it is carrying them forward inside you, like a flame that refuses to die. This is the truth, goodbyes hurt, but they also prove how deeply you have loved. And that love will follow you into every new room, every new door, every new sunrise. The new house is ready, its doors wide open, its walls untouched by your story, waiting for your presence to breathe life into them. But before you step inside, your heart lingers on the threshold of what you are leaving behind. That loved one, the one whose laughter still echoes in your ears, becomes the invisible thread pulling at your soul. You carry the weight of their gaze, the softness of their touch, the comfort of their voice, and though your body is walking away, your spirit is still kneeling beside them, refusing to let go. Every step forward feels like tearing yourself in half, and yet destiny keeps whispering, "Move, move, move." There is no replacement for what you are leaving, no second version of the bond you shared. And that is the beauty and the ache of it, because the love you carry proves itself eternal through the pain of parting. You stand in your new space, surrounded by silence, and suddenly the emptiness speaks louder than any words. The air feels different, the light bends differently, and you realize what makes a house alive is not its walls or its furniture, it is the presence of those you love. Without them, even the most beautiful house feels hollow. Still, the universe is not cruel. It balances every goodbye with a hidden promise. That loved one you are saying goodbye to is not erased, they are becoming your unseen companion, traveling with you in ways your eyes may not notice but your heart will always feel. When you sit in your new room and the wind brushes past the curtains, you will think of them. When you pour a cup of tea and the aroma feels strangely familiar, you will remember them. When you laugh alone and suddenly feel tears welling, it will be their presence reminding you that love cannot be locked inside walls. It spills across time, across distance, across every border your life tries to set. This is not just moving houses, this is a spiritual crossing. You are learning that love is not bound by place, it is bound by memory, by heartbeat, by soul. And though you are leaving someone behind in physical form, you are carrying them as a permanent chapter of your story, a chapter that cannot be erased, only reread whenever your heart longs for home. The night arrives in your new house, and for the first time you lie beneath a roof that has not yet learned your story. The walls are silent, the rooms are strangers, and the air feels unfamiliar. But as you close your eyes, something stirs deep within you, the memory of that loved one. It is not just a thought, it is a living presence that seeps into your soul. You hear their laughter as if it is echoing in the corners, you sense their footsteps in the silence, and suddenly the emptiness begins to glow with traces of what you left behind. Goodbyes are not always endings, they are transformations. The love you thought you lost has not vanished, it has simply changed its form. In this new house, that love becomes your comfort in loneliness, your warmth in the cold, your strength when the nights feel heavy. You realize that the person you said goodbye to is still here, woven into the very fabric of your being. They live in your heartbeat, they breathe in your sighs, and every time your spirit feels weak, their presence rises within you to remind you that you are never alone. And as dawn breaks, light streams into your window, carrying with it a promise: life will move, and so will you. The house that felt empty will slowly begin to bloom. Every corner will be touched by your energy, every wall will hear your voice, and step by step, this place will no longer be strange. It will become a continuation, not a replacement. The love you carried with you will shape this new beginning, and one day, when you look around, you will see that your goodbye was not a loss, it was the seed of a new chapter where love still rules, even if in a different way. Because the truth is this: you can change houses, you can change places, but you cannot change the destiny of your heart. That loved one remains part of you, unshakable, eternal, shining like a flame that distance cannot extinguish. In the silence of your new room, you begin to feel something you cannot explain, a whisper that does not come from outside, but from deep within your soul. It is the voice of the loved one you thought you had left behind, speaking gently, as if the walls of your heart have become the doorway between you. Do not think of this as the end, the voice says. Every goodbye carries with it a secret hello, waiting in the distance. You are not losing me. You are carrying me, in every breath, in every prayer, in every choice you make. I am the invisible hand guiding you when you feel lost, I am the memory that softens your pain, I am the echo of love that will never fade. Tears rise in your eyes, not because you are broken, but because you realize something deeper: you have not said goodbye to a person, you have said goodbye to a season. And seasons change, but love does not. As the whisper continues, you feel your heart soften. This new house is not the place where you are leaving me behind. It is the place where you will learn how close I really am. Every room you step into, I will be there. Every sunrise you see, I will be standing in the light. Every time you doubt yourself, I will remind you who you are. Your chest tightens, not with grief, but with a strange new strength. Because in that moment you understand, love has no address. It is not trapped in the old house, nor tied to the walls you are leaving behind. It has followed you into this new chapter, and it will continue to follow you into every chapter still to come. This realization changes everything. The goodbye you once feared now becomes a bridge of connection, proof that what is true and pure can never be separated by doors, walls, or distance. And as you rise, the air in your new home no longer feels foreign. It feels alive, touched by the same love that held you in the past, ready to carry you into the future. The whisper fades, but its message remains carved into your spirit. You did not leave them behind, you brought them with you. The morning in your new house feels different. Sunlight pours in through the windows as if heaven itself has decided to decorate your walls. You stand in the middle of the room, silent, still carrying the weight of yesterday's goodbye, but something powerful begins to unfold inside you. It feels as though the very light is whispering, promising that this house is not just a place, it is a vessel for your next chapter, a canvas waiting for your love, your laughter, your tears, and your triumphs. As you look around, the memories of your loved one do not fade, they begin to dance with the sunlight. Every ray feels like a reminder that they are not gone, they are everywhere. In the breeze that gently moves the curtains, you feel their touch. In the golden glow that spreads across the walls, you see their smile. In the silence that once felt heavy, you now hear the echo of their encouragement. The house no longer feels empty, it feels charged with their presence, almost as if their spirit has chosen to follow you here, blessing every corner with unseen love. You close your eyes, and suddenly it feels cinematic, like the moment in a story where pain transforms into strength. You see yourself walking through each room, and with every step, you realize that you are not alone. Their love is stitched into your journey, like music playing softly in the background of your life. It will never stop. It will never end. And as this realization sinks deeper into your soul, the sadness of goodbye begins to melt into the courage of a new beginning. Now, the house is no longer just bricks and walls, it is a promise. A promise that every goodbye leads to growth, every loss makes room for discovery, and every step forward carries the power of love that refuses to die. What felt like an ending is turning into a blessing, and what felt like a departure is revealing itself as a continuation. This is the truth that settles over you: you have not lost, you have expanded. You are carrying their spirit into a space that will soon overflow with your story, your miracles, your destiny. As the hours pass in your new home, something extraordinary begins to happen. The walls that once felt cold now breathe with warmth, as if they have absorbed the heartbeat of your spirit. You walk slowly from room to room, and each step feels like a prayer being written on the ground. This house is no longer a stranger, it is becoming sacred, as though heaven itself has marked it for you. And in this holiness, you begin to feel the presence of your loved one even stronger, like a guiding light that refuses to dim. When you sit in the stillness, you hear them in your heart, not as a memory fading, but as a voice alive with truth. You are not alone. I am with you. These words echo, not in sound but in feeling, sinking deeper than any language can reach. You realize then that their presence is not tied to a place but to your soul. And wherever your soul goes, they will follow. The love that connected you is not broken, it has transformed into a compass, guiding you through the unknown, showing you that even in change, you are never abandoned. The air itself feels charged with meaning. A simple ray of light across the floor reminds you of their laughter. A gentle movement of shadows feels like their hand resting on your shoulder. The silence of the house is no longer empty, it is filled with whispers of comfort, whispers of strength, whispers of love that can never be buried by walls or distance. And in that realization, something shifts inside you. The goodbye that once felt unbearable begins to feel like a doorway. A doorway into a deeper connection, one not bound by sight but by spirit. You understand now that this home is not just where you live, it is where you grow, where you heal, and where you carry the legacy of those you love into every sunrise, every prayer, every breath. The house has become more than walls, it has become a temple, a sacred place where love, memory, and destiny meet. And as you breathe in, you feel it, the journey has only just begun. That night, as sleep slowly folds over you, your new house becomes a stage for something extraordinary. The silence deepens, the world outside fades, and suddenly you find yourself standing in a vision more vivid than reality itself. The walls of your room dissolve into endless light, and in that light appears the figure you have been longing for, your loved one. They are not bound by sorrow, not carrying the weight of goodbye, but radiant, whole, and smiling with a glow that feels more heavenly than earthly. They step closer, and though no words are spoken at first, your soul understands everything. Their eyes tell you what your heart has been aching to hear: I never left you. I never will. And as they finally speak, their voice wraps around you like a soft embrace. This house may be new to you, but it has already been prepared with blessing. I have walked ahead of you in spirit. I have touched the corners, I have poured peace into the walls, and I have asked heaven to guard every step you take here. Do not fear the emptiness, for you will never face it alone. You carry me, and I carry you. Tears rise in your dream, but they do not feel like tears of pain, they feel like the washing of your spirit, cleansing you with comfort. They lift their hand as if to bless you, and suddenly the house around you glows with golden fire. Every doorway feels alive, every window opens into promise, and every wall carries the sound of love that cannot be destroyed. The blessing falls on you like rain, and you realize this is not just a dream, it is a message. A divine confirmation that what you thought was an ending is truly a beginning. When you wake, the vision lingers. The air in the room still hums with that presence, and your heart is filled with strength you did not have before. The house is no longer a place of transition, it is now holy ground, marked by love, sealed with blessing, and alive with the spirit of the one you thought you had left behind. You rise with peace, knowing that even in the chapters ahead, their light will always walk beside you. The morning after that vision feels unlike any morning you've known before. Sunlight doesn't just enter the room, it floods it like a river of gold, and you sense it is no ordinary light. It is a continuation of the blessing you received in the night, a reminder that the presence you felt was not an illusion but a truth stitched into your soul. You walk slowly through your new house, and suddenly every corner feels alive. The silence is no longer heavy, it sings with invisible notes of comfort. The walls that once felt bare now carry whispers of reassurance, and the air itself feels like it is holding you close. As you place your hand on the doorframe, a strange warmth rises in your palm, as though someone else's hand is resting over yours. You smile because you know, you are not touching wood, you are touching memory. You are touching proof that love still walks here with you. The kitchen feels brighter than before, almost as if laughter is already waiting to fill it. The hallway echoes softly, like the sound of familiar footsteps trailing just behind you. Even the garden outside seems to bloom differently, its leaves trembling as if touched by unseen hands. In this moment, you understand that your house has begun to write its own story. A story not of emptiness, but of continuation. Every sign, every subtle shift, is your loved one's way of reminding you, I am here, woven into the air you breathe. The goodbye you once feared has transformed into signs of presence, scattered like hidden treasures across your day. You do not need to search desperately, you simply need to feel, and they reveal themselves, through the light, through the wind, through the quiet moments when your heart slows enough to listen. And so, what began as a painful move has turned into a revelation. This new house is not a place of loss, it is a living testament that bonds built in love cannot be broken by walls, distance, or even time. The story continues, and you are walking in it with courage, carrying the one you love inside you, around you, above you. Each step forward now feels less like leaving and more like carrying a sacred promise into every room you enter. As the day unfolds, you begin to notice details that once seemed ordinary but now shimmer with extraordinary meaning. The sound of the wind brushing past your windows feels like a familiar sigh, almost like your loved one whispering comfort into the silence. A bird perches by the window and stays longer than usual, its gaze steady, its song tender, and you know deep within, it is not just a bird, it is a sign, a reminder that love always finds a way to reach you. Even the clock on the wall ticks with a rhythm that feels like a heartbeat, echoing the presence of the one you thought you had left behind. As you walk through the rooms, small things begin to align. A forgotten picture frame you unpacked falls gently into your hands as though guided. The scent of their favorite flower drifts in unexpectedly from the garden though none were planted there. A soft shadow passes in the hallway though no one stands there, and instead of fear, you feel warmth. It is as if the house itself has become a vessel through which your loved one speaks, blessing every hour of your day with reminders that they are near. By afternoon, the realization strikes deeper, you are not alone in shaping this house, you are co-creating it with the unseen presence that follows you. Each laugh that escapes your lips feels doubled, as though echoed by theirs. Each tear that falls feels caught by invisible hands. Each moment of silence carries with it not emptiness, but communion. You are beginning to see the divine truth, goodbyes are never permanent when hearts are tied in love. And as evening approaches, when the light outside softens and the house glows in shades of gold, you sense the blessing once again wrapping around you. The house no longer feels like a transition, it feels like destiny. It is not just a structure where you live, it has become a sanctuary where heaven and earth touch, where the one you loved is both gone and yet profoundly present. You breathe deeply, and for the first time, you smile not with sadness, but with peace, because you know, their love has become the architecture of this place. Night falls again, and the house is wrapped in stillness. The moonlight spills through the windows like silver silk, softening every corner, turning silence into something sacred. You lie in bed, but unlike the first night, you do not feel emptiness. You feel anticipation, as though the house itself is waiting for something to unfold. And then it happens. The quiet begins to carry weight, a presence so strong that your chest rises with a calm you cannot explain. Your eyes close, and you are pulled into a dream that feels more real than waking. You stand in a hallway bathed in golden light, and at the end of it, your loved one appears again. They are not distant this time, they are close, almost touchable, their smile filled with assurance. Their voice is gentle yet steady, echoing inside your soul, "I told you, I never left. I walk these rooms with you. Every step you take, I am near. Every tear you release, I catch. Every prayer you whisper, I answer with love." They reach out, and though your hands do not meet, warmth floods your entire being. It is not the warmth of memory, it is the warmth of presence, alive and undeniable. Around you, the walls of your new house begin to shimmer, glowing as though the blessing from heaven itself has descended upon your home. You see doors opening into rooms filled with light, as if your future is being revealed in fragments of hope and promise. When you awaken, the dream lingers in your chest like fire. The air feels different, charged with peace. You walk through the darkened rooms, yet nothing feels dark. You whisper softly, "I know you're here," and in that moment, the silence answers you back, not with words, but with a calm so deep that you feel held. The night no longer feels empty, it feels holy. And now you understand, the goodbye has transformed completely. What began as pain has become a living connection. This house is no longer just where you live, it has become a sanctuary where your loved one's spirit walks, where your memories breathe, and where your future will be written with their blessing guiding every step.